Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Panel and Frames Manga Podcast. We're back again with the usual suspects, Phil and Lewis.
Right.
We are talking about Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man. You know what? Jujutsu Kaisen is interesting because where we are is, I don't know if we're near the end or not, you know what I mean? But just let's go back a bit. So chapter 220, self-purification and self-restraint. We've seen obviously the ending of the siblings fight, which for me ended a bit, don't know, man, could have been more. But so now I don't know what the time period is from that fight to now, but it must be a little bit because obviously Yuji's got his scars are healed. All the I guess heroes have assembled in a certain area. But the more interesting,
they're the Avengers, yeah.
Well, they're the heroes, isn't it? They're like a super team now, isn't it? You know, Yuta, Yuji, Maki, they're all there. There's a few people that aren't there, so I don't know if they'll come back. But
and they're gonna lose the Thanos, man. But anyway, continue.
But so we find out all about Kenjaku's plan. And guess who made an appearance? Guess who's finally back?
He's not dead. He's not dead.
But then again, but wait though, yeah. Is he like that's what I was gonna say, like some zombie thing?
I think not Kenjaku, who's he possessing? The guy who possesses, he can summon cursed spirits.
He's
using his technique to summon.
Because I was thinking that, right? Because when you actually look at the drawings properly, when Kenjaku's walking, it's just him by himself, and you don't see Tengen next to him. And then there's like a panel of him and his hand, and then it's like, oh yeah, Tengen's there now. So
maybe he summoned him.
I'm saying,
but technically, he's not dead.
He's not dead because you know what? No. You find it. You're right, because remember he was saying about the barriers, saying that he can't destroy the certain barriers because if he does, it will destroy the merger ritual barrier, so he can't merge with Tengen. So Tengen's still there, but he controls him. But it's all weird though, because obviously.
So what is it like? Tengen's like Thingy's puppet now, then basically,
I guess so, but I don't know to what extent though. Actually, because remember, Tengen obviously still has a conscience, kind of, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He said to him, "Why can't you destroy the barriers yourself?" And he's like, "Oh, if you destroy it, then I can't do the ritual." So that means that Kenjaku can get Tengen to destroy the barriers, can't he?
Well, he wants to merge with him, doesn't he? So once he's merged with him, can he do it then?
No. But what I'm saying is that Kenjaku's got full control. It seems like Kenjaku's got full control over Tengen because he can destroy the barriers, but he's not going to because of the merger. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a bit.
Is his plan to get rid of Sukuna? Is that what he's trying to do?
Oh, no, it doesn't seem like it.
Top boy.
I don't know. Like then even later on in the chapter, right? Was that body the old Sukuna?
It must be, because it must be. Because then, when he added a new rule to the Culling game where he said that, the Culling game will end. So basically 2 rules. No one new can enter, which means that obviously he's just wants to dead this game off as soon as possible. So there's no random people entering. And then he said that, the game will end when everyone dies, but Sukuna and Kenjaku. So that means basically them two are gonna, basically this is just a setting up for the final battle where they'll beef. I think so. They'll beef, and then there's gonna be a lot of people getting murked, and then Sukuna and Kenjaku are going to be the final. Going to get them two, basically them two versus the rest of the heroes.
Power Rangers.
But they'll call
the Power Rangers.
But Kenjaku or Return Lord Z are going to call their mandem to come in. You know what I mean? Come in.
I hear that.
I think it's the end. We're at the end. I think we've got maybe 30 chapters left.
Yeah, it's just a setup right now, isn't it?
I think so, I think it won't. I think we've got 30 left, maybe 20. Because I think we're in the last arc, and a lot of these mangas these days, they don't do
they're pretty short,
numbers, you know what I mean? So
they're pretty short. But then what's annoying me though is because I wanted to see more of the angel person and how the Sukuna thing was gonna work out and maybe a bit more of her powers, but we didn't get it. We might get it later when
So is she gonna merge with Yuji?
She's going to use reverse curse technique to release Gojo from the prison, innit?
From the prison, yeah. And she can't merge with anyone else except the person that she's in.
Yeah, so that was interesting because obviously Sukuna's obviously now merged with Megami, innit? So she explained it how, and I don't know how this works, but she said that when obviously some of these cursed sorcerers die, they didn't know how to become curse objects.
Curse
So that's
items,
why they couldn't, that's why they can only be reincarnated in one vessel, and then when they die, they die. Whereas Sukuna managed to change himself into a cursed object, the fingers. And that's why he's able to move from vessel to vessel. But
okay.
I wonder how that works, because they didn't explain how that works. If they're dead, I wonder how or what plane they're in and how. Because did we see these lot making agreements with Kenjaku to come to this this tournament? I don't remember seeing like these lot. They just all appeared one by one, didn't they?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how Kenjaku been summoning them, because I don't think we missed it, but I don't remember seeing them get summoned.
I don't remember seeing it at all. I think like what you're saying, they just appeared basically.
This is what I mean. They just
ask no questions.
We're like, what? When did that happen? But I mean, overall, the chapter. What was your overall views of the chapter?
I liked it. I'm not gonna lie, because it kind of gave more insight into what the plan is. Even though I still think the whole plan is crazy and confusing to me even now. Like, I still don't get it. I'm like, what's really going on with you? But I like that they actually took that part and was like, hey, let's explain it a little bit and reveal a little bit more. So I liked it. So yeah.
Yeah. Who are you, Lewis?
No, I like it. It seems like a big setup, so I'm liking the bits. So it's like we are getting to the climax.
Yeah,
that's what I feel. So yeah, I think you're right. It seems like they're either going to draw it out a bit longer, or it's just going to end.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like they've killed off like all the kind of like, I guess, excess characters they didn't want in the manga. You know what I mean? And they've got all the main players left, who are the main characters who are left in it. So I don't know where, unless it's like an Aizen thing, where, like, you know how Aizen was like the main bad guy for very long, and then they just had another arc after him. But I don't think they'll have another arc after this. I think once Kenjaku's done, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Or there might be some.
But then they could do a thing. They could do a thing where they're trying to sort out the stuff with Kenjaku. Like the bad guys the good guys, quote unquote, the good guys wanna sort out Kenjaku. Yeah, but the ultimate guy is Sukuna.
I do think you're right though. I think the end game will be Sukuna, and I think it will be. I think Gojo is gonna beat Kenjaku only because Gojo's in Geto's body, and obviously them two be boys, isn't it? And he's the one that sealed him up. You know what I mean? So I think they're gonna fight, and then I think Yuji's gonna fight Sukuna. It's just that's that. Like I think others will fight as well, but ultimately the final fight, because it's a shonen manga and we know where it's going, it's going to be Yuji versus
Sukuna.
You know what I mean? In the end, and
I can see that happening.
He was like, "Oh, I've got an idea to rescue Megami and to do some other, and to not to seal Sukuna, but to nullify Sukuna." And then
it might even be like a tag team thing. You never know.
Well, I'm still waiting to see what. Nah, that one guy said fighting these two is like fighting Gojo. So there's not going to be no tag. If it's a tag team, no.
But I'm saying is Sukuna, is Sukuna and Kenjaku, versus Gojo and Yuji.
You know, if that was the actual fight, if that tag team happened, and then Maki's like there, I think we can't like leave out Maki. Maki's sick, man.
Yeah, but she might get finished just with
I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. I think we're underestimating how strong she is. You know, because you know her who she's based on, the Megami's
dad. I don't.
So you know Megami's dad.
Okay, yeah.
So you know you've seen the film in it.
Yeah.
Where Megami's dad from his clan had basically no curse energy, but he's just like strong as hell, and that's basically why Gojo took him Megami, because they killed his dad in it.
Yeah,
and that's why they took him in. So Maki's basically like that. That's why, you know, when she went and killed off her family, they were shook when they realized she had the same power as that guy. And you know her uncle, the one who's got the speed, what's his name? Nagi. He basically was like always put up Megami's dad and Gojo, the two strongest in their era. So if Maki's like this I don't want to say she's the same strength as him, but similar caliber. I think we should understand. And even Sukuna even said it was great. It was good of you to freeze her. You know what I mean? And he got shook when he saw, you know, like in manga when they sent someone powerful comment, they're like, "Who's that?" He even got shook.
Did he really get shook though?
Oh, he didn't get shook. No. I'm not doing Lewis. Sorry, he didn't get shook. No.
I was about to say, show me the panel.
No, I'm not doing Lewis. He didn't get shook, yeah, but he got a little bit like, oh damn, who's that? You know what I mean? But I think we shouldn't underestimate Maki. And then also, we don't know what situation or how the condition of Gojo. He might be finishing that thing.
Because what's he been doing in there?
It's been months, man. We don't know what's inside there. He might be like fucked, man. Excuse me, but you know what I mean.
Then again, it might be like in Dragon Ball Z, you know, when they go in that training place.
Yeah.
Right? And then they're training for very long.
Time chamber, you know what? He'll be the most broken character in all of anime. He'll be because he's already like one of the most broken characters in manga as it is, yeah. But if that happens, that will be just let him do one eye thing and end the manga. I'll be happy with that. I'm done. Yeah. I don't mind. Yeah. Can you imagine?
That'll be crazy. He's been in there for months, just training, uninterrupted, and he comes out crazy strong. I highly doubt it's going to be something like that, though. But hey, then again, right? It's just a prison, no?
Yeah, but
it's just a prison box. But then if you think a prison is just a box, you just like when you think of the man in jail. All they're doing is just push-ups and pull-ups every day.
It's not one of them.
Push-ups and squats.
It's not one of.
I'm just saying.
It's not. You know what? To be honest, yeah, it will be interesting to see what the state of the prison is and what's happening. Like, has his power been drained? How is this prison even still his power? You know what I mean? Like, it'll be interesting to see, and why are the angels the only one that can break him out? It'll be interesting to see, just like, you know, after her Ocean's 11 or whatever, the state of him. Because if he isn't there and it's like a prison, he's just bench pressing and doing push-ups, that'd be hilarious, man. He comes out and he's just bare hench and he just slaps.
It's bare wham, and it's just there slapping man around the world. Jeez.
Yeah, he doesn't even use his power anymore; just punches him up.
But
I feel like do you think Kenjaku is going to double cross Sukuna? I just have that feeling he's a snake, a weasel, as you would say usually.
But how? I just think Sukuna's too strong. I don't know how.
I feel like he wants to be the top. He wants to be.
No, 100%. But I'm just wondering how. He probably hasn't got a plan.
What he's about? He's trying to like merge with
Tengen.
Yeah, and be like, that's immortal, bro. Would he not be immortal for you?
So because you're immortal doesn't mean you're the strongest. You just can't die in it.
I don't know. I just feel like he's going to double cross him somehow.
I think so too. I don't trust Kenjaku as well. Kenjaku.
I don't see Sukuna losing unless it's like for the story and like the heroes come and win. I don't see Sukuna losing.
Well, this is it. Like
right now, he can't.
Oh, sorry. Well, this is it. Like I think that, I mean, he's going to end up. I think he's been built up too much as a massive big deal. Yeah, the big deal. Yeah, and that any kind of like loss he takes isn't going to be like interesting. It's going to be just like, oh, okay, this is just, you know what I mean. Unless like Lewis says, there is some. Because remember, that guy in the Shibuya arc, the one who could Mahito, the one who attacked that girl, and you know the girl that's gone now. So you know him with his weird domain expansion. He was just like murking bare of the students. You know how Kenjaku turned him into that boar and ate him.
Yeah.
If there's something like that, a twist like that, that would be sick. You know what I mean? Just some twist where he like double crosses Sukuna, like Lewis said, or Sukuna like has been plotting and double crosses him, and I don't know, or there's something interesting. But one thing I think is going to be sick here is like when we find out like Yuji's relation to Kenjaku, because we don't know how he's related to him, and Sukuna even said like, "Oh, Kenjaku's a freak for like this whole Yuji thing," and we don't know what that even means. And remember, Yuji's mum had the scar on her head because Kenjaku was in her body. So that's going to be quite interesting. But
then it's not, weirdly enough, right? Weirdly enough, I feel like the author, right, is going to leave bare plot holes.
Depends how long he has it.
I just feel like that's gonna happen. Like he's gonna leave bare plot hole, and I'm gonna be like, okay, this is one thing that ain't answered. So yeah,
and there's just gonna be bare fans just going, I think it's gonna be this.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope they just. This is one of the biggest like mangas in Shonen Jump. So I mean, to be fair, there's been other mangas that have ended with massive plot holes anyway.
Exactly.
So, well, I hope not, because there's not that many plot holes. You know what I mean? There's like, there's not that many like unresolved stories at the moment. So it'll be like there's like 3 kind of background stories you need to resolve.
But then again, how is he the writer really resolving them? Just killing these people off?
No. Like I think with the whole Megami sister, that's ridiculous. But with Yuji, there's too many random things happening. Like now, when he said, "Oh, I'm like a curse object full of curse energy." All this random stuff. It's just like who actually is he? You know what I mean? What's his background? We don't know who his parents are. We don't know.
Saying that he's Ichigo, yeah, from Bleach.
Well, we know what Ichigo's parents were, but
but we're saying that he's got bare powers, right? And that's what we're saying. He's got like
no. I don't think he's got bare powers. I just think he's just his origin. We just need to know his origin story, because it's just becoming a bit too. He's not OP, but a bit too ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like all these scars are hit. How's that?
I hate that.
I mean, so.
I think we're more at risk of not feeling fulfilled at the end. I feel like it could be an easy fight or something like that, when it just needs to be. It's got the potential to be an epic fight at the end, where I feel like we're more at risk of being let down than. There's probably going to be plot holes though, but
I'm not sure about being let down by like the fight at the end, because when you think about it, you got Sukuna overpowered character, Gojo overpowered character, Kenjaku overpowered character, and the way they're writing Yuji, he's been written as an overpowered character. And overpowered characters fight.
There's Yuta as well. There's Maki.
And there's Yuta and Maki. Bruv, you love Maki too much. Chill.
Maki?
You love Maki. But anyway, right? I get it. But anyway, right? There's better overpowered characters. So no matter what, I feel like it's gonna be a pretty good ending fight, whatever it is. The story that comes after it to explain the stuff might be some bullshit, but I feel like that final fight is gonna be serious.
And I think you're right, Lewis. I think there will be a twist. I really think there will be a Kenjaku Sukuna twist that we're not going to expect coming. It's going to be hilarious. Honestly, man, it's going to be one of those laughing. Urame is going to cause a twist, like double cross Sukuna because the shields can. I don't know, but I think you're right though. And I think you're right as well, Phil. I don't think we'll be let down by the action of the final fight. I think that's going to be well choreographed and it's going to look sick. But I just think the way Sukuna has been built up to be this incredible OP character, any kind of defeat that he has is going to be just, I don't know, man, if it's going to be satisfying. Unless, you know what I mean? There's not really like with Aizen, for example, they couldn't even beat him. He just was immortal. They put him in a prison. That wasn't satisfying. You know what I mean? He murked bare people. And they were like, oh yeah, you're in a prison now. Sorry, Aizen.
The main character used like the ultimate move that he could ever use, and he still didn't die. So
this is it, and he hit him, and then he was like, "Oh, I can't beat Aizen." I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like my hero as well. All for one. Oh my god,
that's a whole different thing. That guy is legit ready to fucking talk or not. I don't see how they win. But anyway, we're not talking about those. We're talking.
I'm just saying, that's a poorly written OP character. He is like one of the Yeah, anyway, but let's give our scores before we go into different territory.
I liked it. So 8. I like because of where the story's going, and like where as I said, where the story's going. 8.
Lewis?
Yeah, I agree. 8. It's I'm excited to see how it all comes together.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. An 8 as well, because there was a lot of secrets. A lot of like subtle stuff that foreboding for like a lot of things, like when Chozo gave Yuji that secret I guess booklet full of some information and stuff like that. And there's so many things that are like coming to play now. So I think this is it could, if done well, be like a really good arc. So yeah, it's starting. And it was cool learning more about Kenjaku's new plan.
Thank you for checking out our podcast. If you want to see some more, check out the videos on the left and right. And in the meantime, if you could subscribe, like, and even leave a comment,